Hey guys! Oh my god. Hey everyone! Welcome back to Clueless Crafts. Today I'm going to be making a tiny gingerbread house. So if you want to see how I make it, then keep watching. Alright, so first thing I'm doing is cutting out a template for my gingerbread house, making sure the sides are equal and there's some overhang for the roof both on the side and front. Next I'm just taking some brown clay and rolling it out flat. And I'm putting onto a cutting board and cutting out my template. Now you're going to need 2 pieces for each template, so I'm also cutting out an extra for the front, side, and roof. And I'm just transferring those onto a plate that I'll be putting in the oven to bake them later. Next I'm putting some texture on with some tin foil and a toothbrush. And once that's done, I'm taking a bit of white clay, mixing it with some liquid Sculpey until I get kind of a paste. And this is what will be our frosting for the gingerbread house. Now this roof was a bit of a challenge. I had never worked with a liquid Sculpey paste before and I had no idea what the best ratio is. And I honestly still don't, so you just have to keep testing until you find something that's easy to work with. Now this first part of the roof was okay, I was taking my time with it. Moving on to the second roof, I know a little bit more of how the paste reacts and how to work with it, so I thought this side would turn out a lot better than the first and I'd probably have to redo the first one, but that was not the case. As you'll see, I butchered this one. Am I proud of this roof? No. Am I going to fix it? No. Now that the roof is done, I'm just putting the templates back on the front and sides just to cut off the axis, as when you put the texture on, it kind of spreads it out a little bit more. And seeing my lack of skill with the paste on the roof, I didn't think I'd be able to pull off drawing a door, so I ended up cutting one out and just tracing around it with some icing. And on top of the door, I wanted to do a wreath. Doesn't really look like one, but that's what I'm gonna call it. And on either side of the door, I just did a little squiggle design I thought was cute. Now for the sides of the house, I'm doing just a simple window in the middle and the squiggle designs on either side of it. And both of the sides will have the same design. And I'm just fixing up the wreath a little bit, and I liked it a lot better. Now to have something to place our gingerbread house on, I'm just rolling out another sheet of this brown clay, putting texture and cutting into a rectangle so our house can have a yard. Once they're all decorated, put them in the oven for 10 minutes and let them cool before handling. Now that they're sort of sturdy, we can put them together. So I'm just using some of that paste on the sides and basically treating it like I'm building a gingerbread house kit. Now when I went to put on the roof, tragedy struck. I wanted to get a better camera angle and I put the roof on and my camera stand collapsed and it fell right on the gingerbread house.
Hi, this is me. You're probably wondering how I got here. Well, it's a long story.
But it was fine, nothing broke, so I just put it back together and pretended like it didn't happen. But now that I'm adding each side of the roof, I'm seeing that I kind of put my gingerbread house together wrong. It's too short for the roofs and there's like a big gap when the roofs are on correctly. So I needed to reposition my house so that it was a little bit longer. Luckily it was an easy fix. Nothing compared to the disaster that we just witnessed, so I'm fine with it. I also just trimmed up a little bit of the yard to make it more even. And I'm adding a little bit more of the icing on the peak of the roof just to add more support in the oven. And now it's going to go back in for another 10 minutes. Now that that's done, I'm just putting more icing on pretty much every crook and cranny, just covering as many of my mistakes as possible. putting it even underneath the arches of the roof and up the sides. And along the back. See, look at that mess. We need to hide that. But I think it definitely helped. And I'm also adding a lot more icing on the ground since I thought it was a bit lacking. And also trimming up the front and back since it just looked a bit too long for my house. And back in the oven for another 10 minutes. Alright, and this is the final result. But I'm happy with how it turned out, and hopefully you like it too. Alright, that's all I have for you guys today. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like on the video or a comment down below. And if you have any other suggestions on what you want to see next, I'm all ears. Other than that, hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you all later. Bye!